Hi, I'm Susan Karcheski from Perfectly Unique Design Studio and Boutique in Pierceton, Indiana, and today I will be teaching you how to make a simple hammered coppered ring. So let's get started. These are the tools that we will be using for this project: needle nose pliers, wire cutters, 16 gauge round copper wire, steel block, measuring tape, a hammer, and a ring mandrel. These are optional here: 26 gauge round wire or a ring sizer. To begin, you will need to know what size of ring you would like to make. So if you have a ring sizer, you will put your finger through the holes of the ring sizers until you find the correct size, and they usually say on there like this is a 12.5. Say if that was the appropriate size, that is what we would use to know how to make the ring. If you don't have a ring sizer, you can use wire. Just take some wire around the finger that you would like to make the ring. Make it loose enough so it's not too tight. You want it just to fit around the finger without squeezing it. Pull it off, twist it a couple times, just a few, and then you would cut that piece off. And you would take that, you would take your ring mandrel. This is a ring mandrel. It has different sizes on it. You'll take your piece of wire, stick it onto the ring mandrel, and this would be a 10. For today, I'm going to make a size 7. To begin, we're going to take our 16 gauge round wire. I bought this wire at the hardware store. It's solid copper, 16 gauge, and it's heavy. That's why we want to use this for the ring. But you can still bend it easily with pliers. So we're going to unroll approximately 9 inches. That's for a size 7 ring. And you can adjust the length depending on what size your finger is by an inch or 2. So we have 9 inches of the copper wire. Now we're going to take our ring mandrel. We're going to make a size 7 today. So we'll take the wire and we'll bend it in half over the size 7. We're going to take this and go completely around with one of the sides. Again, till we go and we come up to the top with both wires, so you have a complete circle around the size 7. And then now we're going to bend these completely down the 2 ends. Now that we've got the copper wire wrapped around twice, we can take the ring form off and begin to do our design work. We're going to make a squiggly type contemporary designed ring. So what I do is take my pliers over from the center about 1/4 of the way, and I will make a right angle. And then I completely bring this wire around all the way to the other side. This is the center here. So I'm going to go over about 1/4 inch and take my pliers and bend the wire the opposite way. And I keep doing this, just with smaller bends. Till we get close to the top here, I'm going to make a loop with the rest of the wire here. When you've got about 1/4 inch left, take your pliers at the end, and we're going to make a loop with that down toward where we left off. Okay, so that finishes off the top there. And while you're working with the copper wire, it may bend out of shape. You can easily put your ring back onto the mandrel and get your shape back again of the circle. So we'll take that off. And you could do whatever design you want up here at the top. Sometimes I make a heart, sometimes I make more squiggles. For today, I'll try to make a heart for you. We're going to take that end and we're going to make a circle. Kind of go halfway down like that. And then we're going to go down about 1/8 of an inch from there and bend this up. That will be the other side of the heart we're starting. So we'll bring our pliers another 1/4 of an inch down, and we'll bring this in. Kind of open up that beginning wire. And I like to have hearts that aren't asymmetrical. So now we're just straightening that out. And to finish that, we don't want this end sharp, so we're going to take our steel block and we're going to do some hammering here. So we'll put this end down. And flatten this wire out. Then we're going to turn the ring to this side. You want to use the end of the block when you're doing work for a ring. Maybe 4 or 5 times with the hammer till it's nice and flat. And I still don't want this sharp, so I'm going to put extra emphasis on the end right now, and it should fan the end of the wire out. There we go. As you can see, it widened. And it's not sharp now. So we have a hammered flattened heart at the top of the ring and some squiggly lines at the bottom, but we want to hammer that out also. So we'll put the whole squiggly line design here on the end of the anvil. As you can see, it's flattening that. When you hammer wire, it actually strengthens the wire unless you do it too much. So you only want to do it about 3 or 4 times. And as it sits now, that wire is hardening. That's called annealing the wire. Now we have a cute little squiggly heart ring. I'm going to put it back on our ring sizer and make sure it's still around a 7, which it is. It fits nice and tight. And you can take your pliers and push these two together a little more in the back. Take it off, and there's your hammered copper ring. And I would like to show you some other designs that I've done using the same concept. These are some other rings that I made. You can do all kind of designs simply by going twice around the mandrel with the wire and then hammering the ends. You can cut them at different lengths and come up with different designs here. This is a very simple one, so you'll use less wire for this. Just a loop at the top and the bottom. I just simply cut off a piece and then hammered it flat. So these are some other ideals and examples. You can put a bead on the wire and then make a little coil at the bottom and then finish it off. And you can do lots of things practicing with 16 gauge copper wire, an anvil, and a hammer, and a ring mandrel. You can get some nice designs. Copper is good for circulation. That's why I like to use copper in my rings. It's good for blood circulation and arthritis. Thank you for watching my jewelry video tutorial on how to make a simple hammered coppered ring. You can go to JewelryLessonVideos.com for more videos in the future. Thank you.